Let's continue on. Talk to the Watcher. See if you can explain what the heck's going on. In Shadow's wake, the Watcher would discuss grave matters with you. Before we speak at length, I believe a change of surroundings is in order. I have more than ill tidings to share, you see. I sensed others arriving not long ago. Oh, okay. Though my communions with Hydaelyn have grown infrequent, I have learned enough from her to know these are your comrades. And as luck would have it, they have already reached my abode. Come, let us join them. Okay, also, where are we? Because I want to get the Aether Current that's around here. Right? Oh no, okay. There was one... Oh no, I wouldn't have been able to reach it. Okay, we're fine. Let's head back. Let's head back up to the Cerulean Towers. Or Cerulean Halls. Well, I assure you can hopefully explain at least a little bit of what the heck's going on. Because, yeah. Things aren't going exactly as we had planned. Yes, they are indeed the three I sensed. May we presume this being is a native of the moon? Dare I ask what happened before we arrived? Thank goodness you are unharmed. We did what we could to subdue the Tempered before making our way here. Not without casualties, unfortunately. Some few detonated explosives, killing themselves and others. The contingent's healers had their hands full tending to the injured and enthralled when we took our leave. Lest you wonder, Mistress Kryl hath also been delivered unto their care. Serving as a conduit for Hydaelyn's power hath taken its toll, but she will recover in due course. As for Alphinaud and Alize, they insisted on remaining in Garlemald while we three rushed to your aid. It appears, however, that matters have already come to a conclusion. No, I'd say this is literally the beginning of the end. This isn't any kind of conclusion. This is the starting point. But what manner of conclusion, if I might ask? And is this the ally whom Hydaelyn bade you seek out? He is not unlike the shades of Amarat. Not unlike, perhaps, but not the same. I was created by Hydaelyn, together with this place. It has ever been my duty to keep vigil over Zodiark, or rather, it was my duty. Yeah, so I, killed Zodiark, and, it seems like he was holding back the end of days, and so, yeah, we're kind of in deep now. Then Zodiark is no more? Stoic nod. And not without consequence, I am afraid. For now the delicate weave of the star, preserved by his presence, will begin to unravel. If you mean to avert the final days, you shall have need of... Are you all right? No, of course not. My attempts to forestall Zodiark's release have all but exhausted my strength. If you might allow me to rest a short while, I shall share with you all I can. Please do. You need not exert yourself on our account. These crystals contain records of your time here, yes? May we peruse them while we wait? By all means. If you would review them chronologically, might I suggest beginning with those on the upper floor? I shall leave that to you, Brillian. Well, what I see can be gleaned from the crystals of these lower levels. Stoic nod. Well, time for a history lesson of why we shouldn't have killed Zodiark. Let's see, what do we need to do? I think we need to head up top. Talk to Y'shtola first. Bet she finds this place really interesting. Pray review the records on the upper floor, and I will see if there is aught to be learned down here. So naturally, I'm going to go down, see if there's anything down here. I don't think there is. Didn't look like it. No, let's head up a floor then. Let's see. Now where's... Oh, I should talk to the Watcher. I can just walk right under the railings. A moment longer, friend. Okay. Zodiac defeated. While he may have been in incomplete state, it's nevertheless an impressive feat. But even if you hadn't, his demise was inevitable. Then Daniel would have seen to it one way or another. That said, he probably would have wielded Zodiac's power to wreak untold destruction before taking his own life, making this the better of the two unfavorable outcomes. I mean, I know you're right, but still. Okay, Urianji, what have you learned so far? Dost thou suppose our host hath maintained his solitary vigil since the very beginning, without rest or relief? If so, these records comprise the sum total of his existence. We must needs handle them with care. Okay. Let's check out this dimly glowing crystal. As you gaze into the crystal, ancient knowledge of Zodiac flows through your mind. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. These appear to be records of a long, lonely vigil on the moon, dating back to the beginning of Zodiac's imprisonment. Well, yeah, that doesn't seem very helpful for us. Look, they even have a convenient platform to fall down. Nope. Wasn't supposed to fall down. Alright, where am I supposed to go? Oh, there's one right here. Okay. Faintly glowing crystal. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past calamities flows through your mind. The records describe how, with each rejoining, Zodiac's thirst for freedom grew, as did the strain on the brands. Maintaining Zodiac's imprisonment appears to tax Hydaelyn greatly. So does that mean Hydaelyn will have more power now? She'll actually be able to, like, not take all of Kryle's aether to communicate with us? Warmly glowing crystal. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past rejoinings flow through your mind. The records describe the Watcher's efforts to prepare in the event Zodiac broke free from his prison. The records go on to describe maintenance carried out regularly by Loprits, though it is not clear who or what they are. Bet they like carrots. Let's check this brightly glowing crystal. As you gaze into the crystal, a record of unexpected visitor flows through your mind. The records note the Watcher's musings when Elidibus is spotted on the moon, though clearly not for the first time. It is clear he and his brethren have a keen interest in freeing Zodiac from his prison, and yet they have made no attempt to destroy the brands. Perhaps they prefer he remain hidden from mortal eyes until the final rejoining. Perhaps they realize we would never dare bring harm to Zodiac, so long as he remains imprisoned. I mean, if he was holding back the final days, then yeah, they weren't going to destroy him. Okay, Y'shtola, I checked out, found some interesting stuff. What did you find? Did you learn anything of import? Well, you see, there's this really cool log that says no abnormalities detected a lot. So it is as we suspected. Maintaining the brands requires a great deal of her energy and focus, and this cost has grown higher with every rejoining. That would explain why contact with her has become rather infrequent since the 7th Umbral Calamity. I too made a rather startling discovery. This heavenly body we know to be the moon is in fact created by Hydaelyn. I thought that was pretty obvious, to be honest. When the Watcher said he was created together with this place, I thought he meant only meant this facility. To be honest, that's what I thought too. But yeah, I guess it's not quite as obvious that the moon was created by her. But it kind of makes sense considering it has to hold Zodiark. Truly, Hydaelyn's powers are far beyond anything I could have imagined. I mean, if she was an Ascian, then she has creation magics, right? I thank you for affording me this short reprieve. Don't nod.
It is we who should thank you. The records stored here are nothing short of extraordinary. There is much we could learn of Zodiark and his imprisonment, but perhaps you could offer us more focused guidance. Pray, tell us of the calamity that came before and comes now again.
Long ago, before the Great Sundering, there was but a single world, Aetherius. One day, from within the earth, a terrible cry issued forth, affecting a profound change in all manner of life. That sounds a lot like a primal scream. We were not exempt. Our creation magics ran rampant, given shape and form to thoughts of hopelessness and despair. At first, the phenomenon was limited to a single region, but quickly, so very quickly, it spread and engulfed the whole of the star.
Were the ancients ever able to deduce its source?
Probably a primal. They were not, however, the convocation struck upon a method to predict where next the corruption would manifest. Could you tell us more about that? The etheric energies which flow through all of creation in the form of various currents. The currents which course through the land and seas. Those which flow through the very air. And those of celestial nature, which encompass both our star and this moon.
Celestial currents. I cannot say I am familiar with the concept.
Nor would I expect you to be. Few scholars of our time knew of their existence. Their invaluable knowledge helped us to better understand the nature of the calamity. Like the terrestrial ones of earth and air, the celestial currents form a vast network, but the ethereal distribution is not consistent. The convocation soon realized that the inciting incidents occurred in regions where the flow was weakest. Correlation without clear cause, ultimately. Nevertheless, on closer study, a stagnancy of ether was observed in nearby currents. Wait.
And so they sought a means to
Okay.
harness the forces of darkness, of activity and growth. Thus was Zodiac conceived. No less a power than a god's could set right the laws of nature and quicken the flow of ether within the star.
Precisely. With the advent of Zodiac, our end was averted.
Emmett Selk claimed that those who summoned Hydaelyn did so because they saw Zodiac's power as a threat. Is that true?
Indeed, there was a faction opposed to Zodiac's creation, but their aim was never to unmake him. Well, they could have maybe, let us know that. They understood the continued preservation of the natural order was dependent on his very existence. Until we could identify and address the underlying cause of the final days, he would need to remain, or his departure would set in motion those apocalyptic forces once more. It would have really been nice for them to have told us this. Hydaelyn recognized this as well, and so, rather than destroy, she sundered Zodiac herself, and the star into lesser reflections, that she might confine him to this place. I could have sworn she beseeched me to banish the darkness. Then what she told me in the ethereal sea was false? Yeah, didn't she say to kill him? Perhaps she did. But as with all beings, intent is not always in accord with spoken word. Good point. Hydaelyn and Zodiac are both constructs of man, approximations of perfection limited by our own imperfections. Zodiac was, without question, the most powerful of the two, having been born from the sacrifice of half Aetheri's population. Thus was it necessary for Hydaelyn to commit herself wholly to his defeat. Still, more effort was needed to confine him. Maintaining the brands taxed her greatly. With what power she dared spare, she cried out to any who might listen and offered her blessing to those who heeded her call. Yes, I am well aware of that. That we understand. Though it was likely within her power to do so, I believe she did not wish to speak of Aetheri's and her history. Like Zodiac, Hydaelyn's purpose is a reflection of her creators. They wished to look to the future and not linger in a prison of the past.
The Ascians set in motion 7 rejoinings before we came to oppose them. How many more worlds would have been lost had we not placed our faith in her? How many more souls living in the present would have been snuffed out for the sake of those long dead?
Well, in light of recent events, I see no reason to doubt your words. And even if Hydaelyn is not a god in truth, if Minfilia believed that we should trust in her plans, then I choose to do just that.
Of course he does.
Which brings me to a rather important question. Let's suppose we try but fail to stop this second coming of the final days.
Oh, I mean... death and destruction.
Should the source fall, what will become of the other worlds?
That's actually a good point. If they're reflections of the source... the nomenclature is more fitting than you know. Bring ruin to the source, and its reflections will share in its fate. Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense. Ah, it is ready. This way, if you would be so kind. A beautiful sight, is it not?
Yes, but what is it?
Hydaelyn knew better than any that her power was not absolute. Indeed, she has ever struggled to hold Zodiark and his faithful at bay. She feared the worst, and so made preparations. In the event of his demise, there would be a contingency. This moon is more than a prison. It is a vessel capable of bearing the people of Emerus to safe harbor? Wait, what? You need not go far to find its pilots. In fact, I should be happy to take you to them and fulfill my final duty as Watcher in the Dark. Well, at least she left something for us. So I'm gonna need to start doing these quests. Oh crud, I've been doing this as Dark Knight. I'm supposed to be doing this as Dragoon. So I can do dungeons as Dark Knight. I don't want to do dungeons as... I want to level a DPS with MSQ. Well, let's go and talk to the NPCs, and then we're gonna do one more quest at least. The moon is a ship? Well, now I've heard everything. Yeah, that's about right. I should very much like to hear more of this extraordinary story. I mean, me too. It may be true, but others will struggle to believe it. I can scarcely believe it myself. I mean, I don't blame them. Helping hands. At long last, the Watcher is ready to fulfill his final duty. The time has come for you to be on your way. The crater at the heart of Mare Lamentorum, where Zodiark was imprisoned, is not so easily traversed, however. Let us call upon Argos, the familiar whom you met earlier. He should have no trouble bearing you across. Is he gonna go flying up in like a Pegasus or something? As Hydaelyn created me as the jailer, so too did she create Argos as the guard. It is his nature to appear when needed, and yet he is nowhere to be found. Strange. Mayhap the imbalancing of ether has affected him. Let us make for the crushing brand, and attempt to call upon him there. You need but recall the path you walked with Argos before, and you will find your way. Oh, so I gotta walk that whole thing again? If he labors in service to Hydaelyn's plan, I see no reason not to do as he suggests. Shall we make for this crumbling brand, then? Okay. Well, let's head on over there. Wherever it may be. Okay, so am I gonna have to go all the way through again? Yeah, I see the little bridge there. Gotta walk all the way back over there. So this thing is a ship. Huh. Maybe that's gonna be the spaceship that we see in the Endwalker menu thing. I was thinking that we were gonna have to awaken some sort of like elegant spaceship. Okay, let me see. The next should be northeast. Yeah, northeast. I believe it's actually up here where we can't reach yet, so I'm not gonna worry about the aether current. Okay, let's see if Argos is over here. Or at least we can call on Argos. Okay, gang. Naught could prepare me for the boundless beauty of Aetheris, shining, shimmering amidst a sea of stars. A blue sapphire, but one of countless other jewels brimming of life, no doubt. With little preparation, it might be possible to traverse the gap on foot. Then again, it would be a long, long way down if one would slip. Perhaps another time. That's kind of what I was thinking, actually. So close yet so far. Does not the harsh terrain remind you of somewhere we've been before? The Dravanian Forelands, aye. A place that rejects the intrusion of outsiders, while solitude reigns supreme. At the very least, it sounds suitable for Zodiac's prison. Okay, Watcher. Is Argos around? The place we seek is just ahead at the color foregrost. You see, Argos cannot manifest without sufficient concentration of ambient ether. You would be hard-pressed to find a greater confluence than inside this cavern. Follow me. And then he's just gonna disappear. Yep. Kind of a weird strip to give us access to there, but whatever. Into the pit of despair. Or would this be the pit of hope? But hope wouldn't be in a pit, would it? Talk to everyone first. Curious, this path doth call to mind Pliny, home of the new Mo. That's right. This entire cavern is thermering with ambient ether. Alas, any further analysis will have to wait. The guard of Zodiac's prison, eh? Blood-red eyes, slavering maw. And a built like a behemoth, I'd imagine. Let's hope he's friendly. No, thank you. I think you're going to be very disappointed. Yes, here will do nicely. The lunar spongi draw aether from the ground, which is then dispersed in the air. At present, however, the ambient energies are not quite sufficient for Argos to manifest. Might you be willing to spare some of your own to help with Sponjoy along? I mean, I kind of expected that. When they said that the dog spawns from ambient ether, I figured we'd have to do something for it. There he is. Oh my god, I just realized the braids. They turned Minfilia into a dog! Argos manifests in a flash. He seems glad to see you again. Most fascinating creation of Hydaelyn's, would you not agree? Should the need arise, he is even able to create reflections of himself on a whim. Though I assure you, it was no reflection which accompanied you earlier to the brand. No, Argos was quite eager to be at your side, as he is now, it seems. I cannot recall when last he showed such affinity for anyone. Indeed, I thought him more likely to shy away from you and your companions. Perhaps it was more than a sense of duty that compelled him to aid you before. Woof. As for your companions... Okay, they each get one. Unexpected, but greatly appreciated. I believe we are all ready. Then let us return outside, that you may cross the chasm. Alright, then let's head back outside. Pretty hard to miss a bunch of glowing dogs. Giant glowing dogs. I was expecting something a little more intimidating and less man's best friend. To whom wouldst Hydaelyn entrust the command of so grand a vessel, I wonder? Dalamud has long been described as the loyal hound of Menfina due to its relation to the greater moon. It seems highly improbable, if not impossible, for ancient peoples to have known of Argos, and now I wonder whether there is some connection. Argos favors you with what could almost be described as a conspirational grin. Your destination is the structure across from the Cradle of Darkness. What a fitting name. But climb on Argos's back and he will take care of the rest. Once you arrive, it should not take long for you to find the ship's crew. I know who the crew is. The facility is designed to rouse them from their slumber in the event of Zodiark's destruction. Heed their counsel. Together you may guide the star and its people to a kinder fate. This is where we part ways, but know that I shall ever be watching and praying for your success. Our allies' assurances notwithstanding, we cannot be certain that what awaits us on the other side, so perhaps it would be best if we do not all go at once. I propose the two of us cross first, while Thancred and Urianger wait here. Sure. Let's go. Oh, they actually have her swing her legs to the side. Malefic aether yet permeates from the crater, remnants of Zodiark most like. A lot of the skirts will, a lot of the skirts you just sit with a leg on either side. But then again, I'm sitting on the side too. Wonder if Thancred and Urianger are gonna be... Oh. That's pretty neat. I like that shade of blue. This structure is enormous, though that is hardly surprising given the size of the average Almoratin. Yeah, I was kind of thinking of the dogs. The dogs seem really big to us, but to the Almoratins, they're like a bit small. Apologies for the wait. Right then, let us head inside and... Oh? Most intriguing. A means by which he conserveth energy, mayhap. Well, I certainly wouldn't want him to blink out of existence on our account, helpful as he's been. Thank you, Argos. We'll take things from here. Stay here, well, where it's safe, alright? Nah. If Argos is to remain without, let us not keep him waiting over long. Yep, let's head inside. Meet the ship's crew. Talk to Urianger and Y'shtola. Truly a marvel behind description. Its scale is reminiscent of Almarat, or rather, the replica we visited on the first. Wonder if they're awake yet.
Our moonship pilot should be around here somewhere. Is that right?
Oh, here they come. I can imagine people seeing this for the first time and having never seen a Lopert, or however you say their name. I just feel like, what?
Look lively, everyone! I know, this 1243rd inspection is a mite ahead of schedule, but it is of the utmost importance, for Zodiac, alas, is no more.
I'm just casually saying that.
As of now, our mighty moon has a new purpose, to bear the people of Aetheris to safety! Our time has come, my friends!
You're just a bunch of little rabbits.
We must be swifter than swift. There is much to do before our guests arrive.
We're
I expect
here.
your workstations to be immaculate. And don't forget to relay our signal to Aetheris. Questions? Yes? No? Maybe so? No? Then hop to it!
Up to it. You're just staring in disbelief.
'Tis a rather curious crew she hath chosen. Their endearing forms intended to ease the passengers' hearts, perhaps.
No, I think she just thought bunnies were cute. Frankly, I agree. Given my choice as a character. Well then, I think we'll go ahead and stop there. Hold on, I don't want to block Y'shtola.